Welcome back. So as you notice, if I just refresh the page right here, you'll see a small blink. And if you just pause the video at the right point, you'll actually see that it says click button above, and then it shows the Chuck Norris joke. So it has a small delay before it actually shows that Chuck Norris joke. Now the delay is actually because we're doing what we call an asynchronous call. And let me try and show you how that works. So I'm inside the TypeScript code for my home page, right? And right here we just start creating the code for that. So we start executing the code line by line. So here we start out by executing maybe the local joke that's going to be executed. We execute the constructor. We just slowly move through our code step by step. We have some kind of init at some point that kind of calls this get joke. Oops, now we're doing something. So let me show you here what we're doing from the application. We're sending a request like we talked about so many times now to the cloud. We're sending this HTTP request, right? But there's some time will go here, some time will pass here, and we do not know how much time will pass. This could be a millisecond, it could be an hour, I don't know, that would probably be too long, but it could be some amount of time, we don't know how long. But the code is not waiting for that. It's not waiting for the response. So it's saying, okay, so I sent this request now asynchronously to somebody in the cloud, and they will probably give me a reply at some point. I can't wait for that. I'll just keep executing, and now I'm done with the class, so I can start actually building the HTML. So I'll say, okay, building the HTML. First they want a header. Sweet, we got a header. Kazumi, let's go back. Now we'll put in this H3, we'll put in this button. We still didn't get a reply from the backend, so we're still waiting. We'll add the button and we'll add the card. And right now, whoops, wait a second. The local joke is not set yet because we haven't gotten a reply from the backend yet. So this is null, this is undefined. That means that we cannot put this card in yet because we are asking if the local joke is actually there, put it in there, but it's not. So we'll instead show this click button above. Then we're showing that guy, and the code here is done. Sweet. And then we get the reply. The time has passed, the reply is built from the backend, and we'll get a response here, the response envelope that we can start working with. We'll unwrap that response like we talked about earlier, and now this guy will be set. The local joke will be set. Now the cool thing about Angular/Ionic is that as soon as this local joke is set, we will re-render our HTML here and say, whoops, this guy changed. Let's just try and ask the two ngIfs again if he's actually now not undefined. Oops, he is. He is actually there now. Sweet. So now I'll actually show you this guy instead, and I'll hide this guy. But you'll notice that's why you kind of get the flick right here. You get the blink that says, bloop, bloop. I see click button and then I show the view because we are waiting for information. We pass this over, but we don't know how long it'll be until we actually get a response. So that's kind of why we make the bloop, bloop, the small switch right there. And if we didn't put it in here, if we didn't actually do the ngIf, let's just remove it for the fun of it. If we didn't actually do the test right here saying, while this is not null, we would actually get an exception right here because we cannot, until we get some data, we cannot read icon URL, so we would crash. Now it's really important to understand here that that's what asynchronous call is all about. It's about us not knowing exactly when we are getting a reply from the backend, so we have to kind of just put in some data until we get the reply at some point. And that's why we're using these ngIf right here saying, while local joke is not available, just show the click button, and when it is available, just show the actual data. Next lesson, let's just try instead to actually show some kind of loading bar while we wait for the information to actually come from the backend. See you in the next lesson.